Yes, good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Sheila with Wow Wellness with Solex. If you do not know who I am already, and this is my favorite time of the week because this is where we share our testimonials and experiences with the AO scan technology and anything else Solex. So, just a reminder, we are not making any kind of claims. We're sharing information and we're sharing our own experiences because we have the most amazing information technology on the planet. So, Marianne, is my beautiful guest tonight, co-hosting with me. Go ahead and say hi, Marianne.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the call. Super excited to hear your stories. And thank you to Dr. Sheila for always showing up and being our fearless leader. Thank you. We all love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys too. This is my favorite time. Okay, we want to hear from you. I want to share one thing really quick before we go. It's kind of a backwards share. I've been working with some people this week, and some things that had shown up um, months and months ago that weren't heated. This person had lots of other things going on, like we usually do. We put our children first, we put everybody else first, and so they kept neglecting what I kept finding for dental kept coming up, dental detox, bacteria, that type of stuff kept coming up. And I kept saying, it might be a good idea for you to see your dentist. Fast forward months later to current day, we have a massive tooth infection that has caused some really serious problems. And I'm like, wow, I should have pushed harder, but I hate to push people. We can't really push them. We can give them the information, and life happens. It gets crazy busy. But I kept seeing the little hints in the scan, and we didn't take it as serious as we should have. So, this is another thing that I love, that we have access to information. Frequency is going to present itself before the physical expression. So we can ward off so many things just having the information. It's not that we're claiming anything or diagnosing or curing. We're looking at real-time information that can allow us to be proactive and take steps to avoid something really serious later. So I just wanted to share that because that really hit me hard. So somebody else give us some good stories.
Well, quickly, I had a dental story last week for myself, and then I felt like it was starting to kind of come on again. And I ran it for a couple days. I didn't stop running support for the gums and antibiotics and stuff like that because it was where I'd had previously already a root canal, and it's all cleared up. Sensitivity's gone. The gum is great. So we can warn them too, but I mean, just take action with our scans. We can do so much. And then real quickly, I had a client come to my in-home clinic here, and she came in. She told me that she has Lyme, and I have a history of that too. And anyways, so she was itching. She was just, she was itching all over and just all kinds of things, brain fog. I ran two scans on her and she couldn't sit still. She was itching so much. I ran a vitals and I ran a body system. And then I had an extra bottle of blue here that I sold her. I made her a little batch of it. But even before she took her blue, she already stopped itching. I said to her, "Are you itchy anymore?" And she sat there and she had to think about it. And it was
Oh,
like that quick. That quick, you guys. That's what she had, some relief. So just wanted to share that because there's so many people. I'm finding about 75% of the people I deal with do have um, uh, Lyme or some other co-infections. Sometimes it's black mold, but a lot of times it's Lyme. So just thought I'd do a shout out for that.
wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Welcome.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Sandy Dixon.
All right. So today my niece she's been sick for a couple weeks and I've been like, try this, try that. No, I did okay. And then I said, that's it today. I'm coming. I'm coming with the bracelet and I'm coming because she went to the doctors and they said she's dehydrated. They think there's something going on with her kidneys. She might have pneumonia, right? And so I said, this is it. And I made her a bottle of the blue and the gold. I said, you take this, you put the bracelet on, right? And then I said, I've been running scans. She goes, is that you? Like all these scans I'm getting? She said, it's crazy. She said a year ago, the doctor told her she had something, a nerve, the cranial nerve, it came up, this one. And she said, it says in the scan, that nerve in her scan. She said, a year ago, the doctor told me I had an issue with that cranial nerve. And she said, it keeps coming up in the scan. Yeah. And
Wow.
spleen and kidney, everything that's wrong right now with her. And so it was very cool for her. And then I made her put the bracelet on. And as soon as she put it on, I wear the bracelet all the time. I wear the 660. I don't feel a thing. I'm kind of like the guy who says I go in the room, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. Immediately she put it on. She goes, wow. She said that I can feel that in my heart. And then she said, oh, right down here too. And just within minutes of having it on her, she could feel what was going on in her body. And I said, okay, well, if it gets too much, I said, then just switch it to the other arm. And I said, and then take it for a little bit and then go back to the other arm just a little bit at a time. But yeah, so it when you don't think that it's doing anything like for yourself or whatever, other people feel it. So for me, it was very cool to hear her in all the scans that I've been doing for her confirm things that are going on in her body that were showing up on the scan. So that's very cool.
Oh, exactly. Thank you so much. That is way cool. I
And
love validation.
one other thing that I told Marianne that I would tell people, and it's one of those things that we don't really talk about, but it's flatulence, which is gas, right? So I'm 65 this year, and those things start happening in our body, like just they happen. And I work in a high school, and one day I don't know what I had for lunch, but let me tell you, it was bad. And I thought, oh my gosh. So I went and I ran the flatulence. Within 10 minutes, it was completely gone. I had no problem again. And I thought, oh man, I love that. So I just got to tell people, you got a problem? Run the flatulence. You're good. It is what it is, right?
Good story. Because nobody else here on this call has flatulence. You know
No,
that.
I know, just
No,
me.
none of us do. But, if we know anybody who does, we'll certainly pass this on.
I've heard of people who had it. I've never even met anybody before now who's had it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that person I heard about, that was you.
That's amazing. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. I just love the transparency because some people are too scared to say things like that. And it just is what it is.
yeah.
And thank goodness for our scanner.
Yeah.
I had a couple to share as well, if I could. I've been working with, it's a mother-daughter osteopath team. So the mom's been an osteopath for maybe 38 years, and her daughter's going through, she's writing her exams tomorrow, but she's osteopath, RMT. So I gave her the pass for 6 days. She was experimenting. And then she said to me, could you please set up a profile and just broadcast to me so that I can really feel fully what your knowledge can help me with. So she gave me a brief summary of what she kind of wants. And she said her throat has some issues. So she wanted to test a couple of things, but I didn't really know what she was doing. And so it was really good. She basically said that for 30 years, she hasn't been able to solve her sinus blockage issues.
Huh.
And she's like, I'm not sure why I can't solve this. Doesn't matter who she goes to. And so she said that when I was running the throat program that I had developed, that she started to feel shifts in her sinus. So she's very convinced because she was quite skeptical at first. And so this week, I'm working on just optimizing her so she can do her exams well. And so I got her on MindSync and Inner Voice right away. So she's been doing those every day. And she said she's waking up much more positive, feels good. Her mind's in the right place. And then today she said, I'm feeling quite congested, sinus area again. So I then, I took a different approach with the homeopathic frequencies. And I sent her a message that said, hey, let me know how you're feeling. I'm trying something new, but I don't want to take her out, right, while she's trying to study. So I said, please tell me how you're feeling. And so she said, well, I started feeling something about half an hour ago. It was exactly when I started running it. It's creepy.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it really is like when people are very attuned to it. And then when you start to listen to what they need, and then you start to like find what they need, it's amazing. So next week I'm enrolling her, and then I want to help her with her clinic because her mom, they're very aligned with this stuff. And then the other quick example I have was of I have a friend who's she's involved in like high stress work, corporate stress, travels. And so I've been broadcasting for about a month, helping her out. And she said that she's had a much better travel experience traveling to Europe and back, um, just with general stuff. And I gave her the red light therapy band to fly with. And she said it was an unbelievable improvement over her previous travel. So there's many applications for especially these high stress executive individuals who don't go to get the care they need.
Yeah.
They're ideal clients for helping them with this type of thing.
Absolutely. Wow, that's powerful. Thank you so much. It just blesses me so much when you guys just reach out to other people and help them like this. What this is about. Thank you.
Shalu, let's hear you.
Hey, all right. Saturday morning, a real dear friend of mine that I've been running scans on her and her daughter. Her husband doesn't believe in this woo-woo stuff. Anyway, she calls me because he's been throwing up from 3 a.m., violently throwing up. It is now 10 o'clock, and it's to the point where he's passing out. He blacked out while he was throwing up and cut his head open. Second time she found him, he was passed out on his back while still vomiting, and she thought he was going to choke. So she calls me, she goes, can you just start running his scans? So she gives me the info, but I told her, I said, look, if he's passing out, his electrolytes are way too low. You need to get some minerals in him, some electrolytes. She goes, well, he took a sip of water and he threw up again. I don't know if I can do that. I said, well, just get some baking soda in the water or some Celtic salt, give him a straw, little sips. And if he won't do that, you have to call the ambulance. Like there's nothing else you can do. You know, I'll do what I can, but you got to call the ambulance. So I start running the scans. About an hour and a half later, she calls me and her whole tone is very different. And I'm like, okay, what happened? She goes, well, I called the ambulance. And by the time they got here and checked his vitals, they were perfect. He was sitting up, feeling good, and drinking water.
Oh my
And
gosh.
when they said, do you want to go to the hospital? He was like, no, I think I'll stay at home. But they did call every half hour to make sure he was fine. And he's fine. Like he did not need to go. Now we're on Wednesday, right? So that was super amazing. And he was to the point where he's like, okay, maybe there is something to this woo-woo stuff, right?
I love that. Yes.
So that was one. The other story is a dear friend of mine who brings us the Mennonite beef. On Thursday, he brought me the cow and he's carrying like 70, 80 pound, of beef, bringing it in, no problem. Sat down, chatted with him for a few minutes, nothing about his health, nothing, like he seemed perfectly fine. On Sunday, I found out that on Friday, he took a massive stroke.
Oh,
And that he was in the ICU. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? Because I need his info, but he's not answering his phone. I don't have his wife's number or anyone else's. So I kept trying to reach out to people to try and get through, but you know how it is. Like when you've got a sick person in ICU, a million people are calling you, you're not doing much. Well, on last Wednesday, I had to go in to get this thing taken care of, right? So I snuck into ICU, I got his info. His wife was like, yeah, I'll let you know. And he starts telling me his date of birth and everything. So I'm like, I guess we're doing this, right? Well, they were just monitoring him because they were afraid he was going to have another stroke. They weren't doing anything for him. They're just monitoring him in ICU because they were really worried he's going to have another stroke. By Friday, he was out. I started running the scans on Wednesday. By Friday, he was out of ICU and in the stroke recovery. Then on Saturday, because his family literally created a website for people to get updated because they couldn't handle the calls coming in. So when I read his update, the family was concerned that his whole left side was still paralyzed. It wasn't moving. So I texted him just to document the time and everything, right? I said, hey, whether he sees it or not, I don't care, right? But I just wanted to document it. I'm going to start running the frequencies to help with the paralysis. Sure enough, on Sunday, message goes up. The doctor tickled the bottom of his left foot and it moved. And then when the nurse pulled the tape off his arm, he was like, ow. So he was able to feel it, and he slightly moved his leg as well. So, it's just so amazing, the things that we can do. Just at the meeting tonight, there's a mom here, and her daughter is what, 19? And, the mom just found out she's got tongue cancer or mouth cancer or something. So I'm like, well, let's run the scans and see, because you can start helping, right? So anyway, I'm running the scans for her. After the meeting, we're going to sit and chat, but she was just blown away at the information that we're able to pull up on these and how quickly we can optimize the imbalances.
Right.
So it's truly amazing. And the last quick story about the foot detox. I had a woman yesterday who only wears shoes because she can't feel the bottom of her, like she can't feel if she's walking and steps in something, she has no idea. So she always wears shoes, even in the house. So I put her on the foot detox for half an hour. When she got up from there, she was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm walking on a cloud. Like she could feel the bottom of her feet.
Wow. Wow.
And then she told
Sorry,
me the
Diane,
next
can you
morning.
mute, hun? Sorry, Shalu, go ahead. I couldn't hear you.
The next morning, she updated me again about the bowel movements she'd had and the parasites that had come out only from that 30-minute stint.
Wow.
And she said, oh my God, now I can feel like the cold on my feet. She goes, and she's got a couple of corns on the bottom of her feet from just no circulation, right? She goes, well, maybe, it was a good thing I couldn't feel them. I'm like, no, we need to get rid of that. Don't you worry. But yeah, she's one of the ones that joined our group today, because she was just blown away. And she even tried the PEMF mat, and she was like, I need to have that thing. So amazing. Scans and any product I've ever gotten from this company is just mind-blowing. So
yeah. Wow. That's a lot of power in a few minutes. My goodness.
What do you think, Sheila? Do you think Shalu's kind of excited?
She's a warrior. She just blows
on
me
fire
away.
every week. Fantastic.
I
Does
just
anybody else have some great stories?
Mary asked a question.
Oh.
Mary, yes, if it is 70% from normal, yeah, that would be something to investigate further. Anything higher than 35% is what Deb Bruce has trained us. Anything over 35 from normal is something, to be watching. 70 is really high.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Great question.
Oh, go ahead.
I will share. Oh, was I next?
Yeah, you're
Who's
next.
going?
Okay. So Jason and I took a short vacation last week, and we got home to all of these packages in our front foyer. And it was like Christmas in January. It was the most exciting thing ever. So Jason rips open all the boxes. I'm not kidding. We have luggage, but he just opens the packages. We got our infinity mat. We couldn't even we had no idea how to use it because there's no instructions, but we were on the videos. We absolutely love that mat.
Yes.
I on the mat all night.
I've fallen asleep on it several nights now. I mean, this mat is a game changer, and wow, all I can say is the inner voice with that PEMF mat is mind blowing. Yes. And so I love it. Jason loves it. I had a girlfriend over on Sunday, and she's super high stress right now, really in fight or flight all the time. I said, okay, we're going to do your inner voice, and then you're going to go down and you're going to have a half an hour, session on the mat. And I was actually even kind of skeptical that we could get her into a really relaxed, because she's that high stress. And she got off that mat. She was like, oh my God, can I buy one of these? And I'm like, yes, you can. I mean, I didn't think we could relax her.
No, she is super stressed.
So
she's high anxiety to begin with. And right now with just what's going on with personal life.
Yeah.
I was shocked. She came upstairs and I'm like, I think she's going to fall asleep
Yeah.
talking to us.
I know. We were having her over for dinner. I'm like, well, this might be the end of our night, but it only took a half an hour and then she was back. But just what it did for her and what we are just in every day, we have our personal time in the morning, and Jason and I, we don't like we try to allow each other, to have the mat, but we kind of fight over it a little bit, like who's going to use it first, and
Yeah.
She hogs it.
It's hard not to.
I try to do it at least twice a day if I can, but yeah, to be able to do that right before bed and then get into those super relaxed states. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
foot detox, the foot detox and the abdominal
Yes.
band. Holy crap.
Yes.
Like the first time I got on it, I did it for like 15 minutes. I cranked everything up right to the max because that's what you do, right?
He doesn't go sleep in anything.
And I could feel my ankles burning. And I'm like, just breathe through it, relax. It's not that painful. Like you can work through this. And I got through that one. So I did 20 minutes or 30 minutes the next day. And I did a 10. And then just one below like the max temperature. And I could feel it all the way up to my knees.
Wow.
And I could feel that the first day, but next day I could feel it up to my knees. Yeah, it's wild. Like watching those videos, it's like eventually you're gonna feel it in your shoulders. I'm like, I can't wait. Where your whole body is just super overheated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the one thing I love, I have a hard time sweating, and I know that's not a good thing. So I was sweating, I took that belt off, and I'm like, whew, this is ridiculous.
Which brings the question up of how do you clean that thing?
How do you clean which thing?
The belt, the
abdominal belt.
Abdominal
detox. I use Thieves from Young Living. I love it because that's been around since biblical times and it kills everything and it doesn't hurt anything. So I just use a wet cloth with some Thieves on it and wipe it down.
Okay. Yeah, we use essential oils and everything to clean our mats, and so we could do.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then with the PEMF mat, same thing hygienically.
Can we put a towel over it when we have clients on it? Yeah,
you can. I use Norwex also because it's infused with silver. So safe cleaner, it's not going to mark anything. It's not going to hurt anything, but I use silver cloths from Norwex also.
Yeah, we have those too. So, okay.
Great products, great cleaners. Yeah, that's amazing. So those of you that might be watching the replay here, please get back with the person that you might have heard about Solex or AO Scan from, because we have other amazing technologies that outperform anything else on the market for a fraction of the price. Our Infinity mat way outperforms any other mat on the market, and our foot detox is something nobody's ever done. But the results that we can offer people are amazing. People can afford these things, advanced technologies in their own homes. You can have your own healing center in your own house. Caplets, thank you so much for sharing that. I just can't imagine. I'm picturing Christmas at your house, opening up all these amazing Solex items. It is wonderful. And that's what I do with my mat. Mm-hmm. I keep it in the clinic and I have it nice and warmed up. And when they come in and we're testing and everything, they're like, "Ooh, what is this?" I'm like, "You can have one too." Guys, we've got 3 minutes left. Does anyone have anything to share before we go find out? Solex is going to be helping us put the pieces together on the scanner.
Can I say something really quickly?
You bet, Dr. Darrell.
Just really quickly in reference to Jason and Melissa, who were talking about the mat and cleaning it. This doesn't help with physically getting dirt off of it, but I have a UV light wand that I use over things. And so I use it over my mat and other equipment. That's going to help to get away like toxins and bacteria or anything that falls on there. I personally don't put anything over my mat, but I'm going to start because it's just the wear and tear of it. It changes colors and you want it to look really nice. So I'm going to leave everything off of it just because it's so visually appealing for people when they walk in. But then I'm going to start putting a little blanket over it so that when people lay on it, they lay on the blanket. it looks so good that I don't want to cover it up. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's a great idea. Thank you, Dr. Daryl.
Well, and the
Also,
stones too,
oh, go ahead.
to explain the stones in it, like people wouldn't even understand that or
crystals.
think about it
That's
if they
right.
didn't see those
If they
crystals.
can't see it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
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 Sorry.
No worries. I was just going to say, if you're going to use any fabric, use linen, because
Yeah.
linen is the best for our frequency for our body, and it would just, it would be a lot better than putting some toxic, fabric on top there. So.
Excellent reminder. Excellent
Oh, one
reminder.
other thing. We have for our guests, this just in case somebody's on that's a guest and they don't know, get back to the person who invited you, because right now Solex has an amazing offer where your membership fee is waived. So you actually get your annual membership fee waived for this year. So hop on, and I mean, this is the time till the end of the month, till the end of January, January 31st. So I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yep, $49 value. That's an excellent savings. It's a great time to join.
That's
And we
about
just,
120 bucks Canadian.
yeah, wow.
No, I'm
Wow.
just joking, but
Okay.
almost.
The Aussies tease about that as well. Well, everyone, this has been so much fun and so exciting. And I just want to express deep gratitude because, well, for one, if you guys don't show up, we don't have much of a call. But I can tell you what a blessing it is. 3 years we're in our third year now, and I learn something new every single week, but it's also so inspiring, and it helps you think about other ways that you can be helping yourself, your family, and other people. So many people on this call, you're like warriors with this scanner. You hear somebody's got something going on and you get to work, and now you've affected a life, and now you can empower them with their own scanner. And that is what it's all about, is empowering every household, because we cannot be powerless dependent on a system that's not serving people. So thank you so much for your hearts and for your love for Solex and for joining us for this call and sharing. And so let's hop on the Solex call so to help you look at your reports, if that's what you're interested in, how you put pieces together. That's one of our biggest questions, and Solex is going to answer that for us tonight. Marianne, you want to close us out?
I just want to say thank you, Dr. Sheila, again, and just echoing what you just said. I love the stories, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And so let's hop on Solex YouTube. So it's Solex LLC, and let's see what's happening this week.
Love you all. Have a great, blessed
Bye.
week.
Right.